enter. Woo! What's good? And what's poppin', ladies and gentlemen? So today I was gonna do a breakdown for the Guilty Gear trailer. If you still want to see that, hit that like button, comment down below. I want to see a breakdown, more in-depth version of what I did and my reaction. However, this is FinalWeapon.com. Please go to this website, check this website out. It is phenomenal. They give out the fastest news as soon as possible when it comes to not only fighting games nowadays, besides Shoryuken, but also a lot of other things. Enough of all of that promotion and stuff. I really work with them. This is my team, my squad. Yeah, let's break down some new details about Guilty Gear 2020. So, this article is New Guilty Gear Famitsu Interview, continue Xrd Rev 2 story and new details. So number one, Famitsu sat down for an interview with directors Daisuke Ishiwatari and Akira Kantano of Arcsystemworks. In the interview, more details are given following the Guilty Gear TGS 2019 stage show. Here are the major tidbits from the interview. So, what he did was, instead of just writing everything straight back and forth, they really just paraphrased it, and it's gonna be cool. So I'm gonna run down these quick little bullet points for you guys. Number one, Guilty Gear will not be PS4 exclusive. Come on, we kind of figured this. It's not gonna be that way. A lot of people are saying like the game can't run on Switch. Bro, Dragon Ball FighterZ is their most extensive game, and that is on Switch. At least the one that's currently out in the market, because Grand Blue's not out yet. If it runs on Unreal Engine 4, it can be on the Switch. There are so many games. Bro, they putting The Witcher on the Switch. Come on, dog. That game's big as hell. One of the biggest games out of this whole current generation, from PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC. This whole generation, Witcher's big, and that is coming to Switch. So think twice before you say that. Most likely, Guilty Gear will be coming out on PS4, Switch, and PC. I don't know, I'm not too sure about Xbox One, but I feel like Sony might want to keep that exclusivity there. Who knows? But then again, Dragon Ball FighterZ did come out on Xbox One as well, so who knows? Guilty Gear could probably be coming to every platform at launch. So, this is where it gets trippy. It's not a direct Xrd game, meaning it's a brand new game from scratch. Sequel, okay. It's not a direct Xrd game, meaning it's a brand new game from scratch. Sequel to Xrd Rev 2, but not treated as such. Alright, that kind of sounds a little confusing, because it's like they're playing off the continuation of Xrd storyline, but however they're building it from a ground up of a game. So what they're trying to say, it's not a direct Xrd game, meaning it's a brand new game from scratch. Sequel to Xrd Rev 2, but not treated as such. Okay, so let's break this down, because a lot of people be like, huh, I'm confused about this. So what they're saying is they're going to continue using the story from Xrd Revelator 2. However, the gameplay and a lot of the mechanics in there will be newer and fresh. So you're still going to have the canon storyline, but it's going to still play a completely different way from the Xrd game. You get what I'm saying? So that's what they're saying. Prime example of that is how Mortal Kombat 11 is a continuation of Mortal Kombat X's. However, the gameplay is tremendously different in many components than Mortal Kombat X versus Mortal Kombat 11. Now, coolest thing here, music will be made by Daisuke Ishiwatari himself. That is bullshit blazing. Y'all already know that song slap. I ain't gotta tell y'all. It's already lit. I'ma just put it in here just so y'all can hear it again.
That is bullshit blazing. Still my heart is blazing. If the word kill me, I don't need a new word under you. Soon you will know. We already know the smell of the game.
So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually go to the full interview. Shout out to FinalWeapon. We're gonna try to translate this hoe because I cannot read nothing. Alright, so this way he explains the stance of creating a new title instead of a sequel. Alright, because A lot of people will be like, why didn't they just make Guilty Gear Xrd 2? But then they probably be kind of confusing if with expansions and updates. Like it'd be like Guilty Gear Xrd 2 Revelator 2. Nah, yeah, that sounds like a math problem, Chief. First things first, little extra detail. Ishiwatari. Number title is not yet available at this time. This is the stage we are exploring, including how we should do this new work. It may or may not be a numbering title. Okay, you get that. Number 2, I am clear that it's not Kanto's Xrd series. I want to emphasize the stance of creating a new fighting game as Arcsystemworks rather than the new work of Ishiwatari. So, right now, what this is kind of simplifying is like, they're taking the idea of Guilty Gear, but they're making a complete different Guilty Gear. So whereas like, it's still Guilty Gear, when you play it, you pick it up, I know it's Guilty Gear. But it won't exactly play like Guilty Gear you know and love. That will probably be a good thing for a lot of people, and some people might be annoyed by that, but cool, it's whatever. We live. Here's the question that I want, this is the big thing I want to know. Do you mean the Xrd series was completed with Rev 2? As far as Ishiwatari is concerned, you can think of it as being completed with Rev 2. The story continues as it is. Rev 2 will not be upgraded in the future as a game. I would like to follow with those who are playing now, but I can't promise at this stage. Now, here's the big question. Will the game have a easy mode option for beginners? Or will it just, how a lot of people like to put it, dumb down fighting games for everyone? So the question says, Arcsystemworks' recent games often include support systems that even beginners can enter, but is there any system that is easy for beginners to enter? Here we go. The fact that there's a follow-up for Ishiwatari, beginners has a personal interpretation because the game is difficult in the first place. In that sense, we are thinking of game characteristics that do not require such follow-ups. We developed this work by throwing away all complicated systems like the conventional Guilty Gear and a large number of systems and rethinking from scratch. If you pay attention to the trailer, you can see how like a lot of the combos are not really Unga crazy. Like they look kind of like Dragon Ball Fighters in a way. Like you don't do thousands of jump cancels, even in the little glimpse of gameplay we saw in the trailer. So keep that in mind. I think it's closer to simpler than Kanto beginners. Although I cannot talk concretely, it will be a philosophical comment, but I think that it should be a title that can be played by a wider range of people in a different form, rather than a mechanic to follow beginners at the Arcsystemworks. Ishiwatari says, it's easy to think of the direction of shaping up the game itself, but the interest itself is simple. The depth of the game is not cut. I want to make this work a deep fighting game like ours. I wish I could wipe out Kanato's appearance. There is a system in which the conventional game has a combo with a button hit. I think there are a lot of people who can enter the fighting game. Well, if you put that system in work, that's okay. Even if there are repeated combos, it doesn't seem easy for people who don't play fighting games. And I don't know what's going on. In this work, I would like to cherish the game's nature of knowing what is happening even if I don't usually play fighting games. So, I made a video about a month ago almost talking about if the game's going to be having a more simplistic, easy-like approach on Guilty Gear, since this is kind of like a reimagining of the franchise. And I think that it's going to be Guilty Gear Dragon Ball Fighters. Y'all get what I'm saying? I hope y'all understand that. You get what I'm saying? I hope y'all do. I feel like y'all can understand that, hopefully. That'd be lit. I don't know. Haha, here we go. Now, I had to scroll down and I just read through some of this. And this is how I can also confirm this. They're making fighting games to be more accessible on pad. So, off rip, I'm going to tell you what this means. Ishiwatari, he says, Guilty Gear is mainly a game sensor and many people play with arcade sticks, and we develop games based on that. However, when looking overseas, the penetration rate of arcade sticks is different, and many people are playing with pads. In US, consoles are generally bundled with, we don't have arcades like that in America anymore. First thing you're gonna learn is a pad, because that's what comes with your system. Well, there are more things to think about what to do if you play this on the pad. Well, there are more things to think about what to do if you play this on the pad. It is the depth of competitiveness that will be difficult if you squeeze in. But this time, Guilty Gear will stop competing for difficult combos. Cool. Bottom line, it's going to have a lot more neutral in it, and it's going to be really flashy and cool. So keep that in mind. All right, now we got some information on Mei. She appeared at the end of the TGS trailer like late last night. Mei, who appeared in the latest PV, received the impression that she became a very mature adult. Is it more about the future than Rev 2? I think that Ishiwatari era has not changed, but the design has changed. It's a continuation as a global setting, and it's not a far future story. It is the story after Rev 2. So literally, I have to go stream Rev 2 story mode for everybody, just so we can catch up, or I might do a playthrough. I don't know what y'all prefer, playthrough, walkthrough, I don't know, or just a whole complete stream of me going through Rev 2 story, and then wha-bam, we lit it like a Dragon Ball, boys. So yeah, I'm down for it. I'm down for that. So now you just know after you beat that, you're going to the next thing. That should be your starting point at this point. Is playing Xrd. Like I said, guys, it's your boy Avataryaya. I just broke down a lot of stuff for Guilty Gear 2020, the Guilty Gear Next Level. That's what they should just call it. They should just call it Guilty Gear Next Level. I'll be 100% fine with it. But regardless, hit that like button for all things Guilty Gear, fighting games, anime games, RPGs, and y'all already know that's how I roll over here. Weeaboo Gang. Remember, my Discord description is down in the description, down below. That it makes sense, but it's down there. You can come talk to me about almost anything you want to talk about. And I have a venting cell for mental health. So if you feel bad about something, go ahead and talk it out. Just rant. Nobody judging you. Just get your emotions out there. And remember, you guys are golden, and that is raw. Squaw. Peace.